Hey everybody, today's topic is 7 proven practices to be highly successful and fulfilled in your business and in your life. So I want to introduce myself. I'm going to tell you a quick story about myself and how it relates to these practices. I'm Ruth Stern. I'm a mindset manifesting coach and a mental health therapist. I've been in practice for many years, serving many holistic practitioners, coaches, and healers. And when I grew up, I didn't understand about success. I didn't see it. I lived in a house that was constantly in struggle. There was never enough. The mood of the house was very negative. I had a rageful father, and I had a very repressed, mildly depressed mother who was just kind of in and out of that. So it was not a happy home. And there was constant struggle or arguments about money or not enough money. I remember one time asking, which was very rare of me, for $20 to buy a blouse that I wanted. And they made me feel so guilty to even ask because they didn't have enough. And I remember thinking, I guess this is the way it is. This is the way life is. You just struggle. It became my reality, unbeknownst to me, because that goes into your subconscious. Fast forward, later on, I got married, I had a daughter, we divorced, and now I'm a single mother raising a little girl, starting my practice, and again, I'm in this struggle. I'm always working hard. I don't have enough time for my daughter. I'm always going up the hill, struggling. Again, it became my reality. And I remember feeling, oh my God, I can't have a life like this all the time. There's got to be another way. So I immersed myself in studying marketing, spiritual principles, law of attraction, all kinds of things to elevate my mindset and my skills. And I also saw people on social media, like on podcasts and YouTubes like this, of people that were similar to me in the way they looked at life, but were doing really well. So I started seeing possibility that this could be. I mean, they're doing it. Why wouldn't I be able to do this? And I worked on my mindset to start shifting. And as I did that and started instituting the practices that many of these people have done way before me, the success started to come. And so I'm going to share with you, these are not all the practices that you can use to be successful, but if you just started with these, wow, your ability to manifest what you desire raises incrementally when you follow these kind of things. And the thing about practices is, it's not a one and done thing. You just don't do it once. You obviously have to be consistent with it. And also, it's so important that you don't keep reinventing the wheel. I did a lot of work trying to figure out things, doing it on my own. It makes sense to copy the practices that successful people are already doing it. So for example, if you loved your grandmother's pie, it was the most amazing pie, and you decided, I'm going to try to figure it out, and you make the pie, but it's not the same thing. It just doesn't have that same amazingness. But if you had her recipe, that pie would be just like hers, because it's a proven success recipe. And that is what's so key to remember, to follow practices like this that will bring you the success much more rapidly. So here they are. If you want to get out some note paper, I will put the link under the video. I'll give you the 7 of them, but you might want to take notes just in case, and you can always come back in the video and listen to this. Number 1 is to take inventory of your inner circle. That means to pay attention to who are the main 5 people, and you may have heard this before, who are the main people that you hang out with? Who are they? And to ask yourself, and to understand that you are the sum total of the 5 people that you hang out with, financially, emotionally, spiritually. So you want to look at, are the people that I spend the most time with, are they supporting me? Are they trying to elevate me? Or do I find myself having to make excuses when I want to do something, or I have to defend myself because they don't agree? You know, there are people in our lives that can love us, of course, and they're well-meaning, but they don't know how to give us the support. So if there are people in your 5 that are not supporting you in the way you need, and so that you can have people support you in your business ventures or in a new way of life that you want to create, they can be naysayers, not on purpose, not to be mean, but that is their belief system. You want to surround yourself with people who will support you, who will say, you got this idea to build a business, let me hear more. How can I help you? That doesn't mean you have to dump your people, but it means thinking about adding who is going to be in my inner circle that can support me, and of course that I can support them. These are the people that want to help you shine your light. And bright, 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 they believe in you. They want you to succeed. They want to help you succeed. And they take out the negativity and the blame and the criticism, and they foster you to move forward. And when you flood yourself with people who are supporting you, it expands that dream that you want to live in. It expands your ability to be in the dream. Number 2, get creative with solving your bigger problems. So in life, we have big problems and small problems. And sometimes we get hung up. I'll start with the small problems first. We get hung up on the small stuff first. Like, God, my garage door broke. Now I can't drive my car in and it's annoying. Or the plumber took him all day to call me back. We can get obsessive and negative about these things, but in reality, they're not giant problems. They're annoyances. So we want to learn how to take the smaller problems and move them aside because they're taking up energy that we don't want them to take in our life, and really deal with our bigger problems by asking good questions. So here's what I mean. Let's say it's in your business and you are trying to sell a program and you find yourself, like I did. This is an example of what happened to me. I rented the hotel room. I put out a few $1,000s and hardly anybody came. And I put so much work into this. I mean, talking 6 months of preparation. And I was beside myself. I'm on the floor, literally in my kitchen, crying. Why is this happening? Why can't I? Now listen to those questions. Why is this happening? Why can't I? Those are what we call negative questions, and they won't lead you to the answer. So if you want to solve your big problems, you have to ask good questions. So here are some. You can write them down. You're stuck in your business with something. And it can be in your personal life too. I'm just using this as an example. And instead of saying, why, ask things like, how can I see this problem differently, or shift something to make it easier or move through it? Or how can I look at this in a different way that might move me forward? Those how questions, or what can I do, are good questions that are going to move you towards solving the problem. This is big. It's big. I did this with this that event that I just told you about, and I stopped finally crying, and I got on my paper and I just did creative writing, and I just wrote, what can I do? What can I do? How can I make this better? How can I save the program? And I wrote 10 ideas, and one of those ideas I instituted. Not only did I lose money, but I made $9,000. I mean, that's what happened when I opened my mind to see the bigger picture, to solve the problem. Number 3, stop the blame game. So things will go sideways in our life, things that maybe it's their fault. But if you get stuck in the blame, you're not focusing on the solution. I remember Wayne Dyer once said there are 2 kinds of people in this world. The ducks that go quack, 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 quack. They're always annoyed and complaining. And there's the eagles who just want to fly and soar and go towards it. I didn't want to be a duck. I don't think you want to be a duck. Quack, 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 quack. We want to be an eagle and soar. And in order to do that, we have to get away from the blame game and get into taking that attitude of 100% responsibility, so that even if somebody screwed up with what you're doing, you can say, okay, what can I do now to move through this? That's taking responsibility. Or how can I overcome my upset with this mistake so that I can move forward? taking 100% responsibility. And when you do that, you're really standing in this better, higher version of you. And when you are in that responsible version of you, you are leading your path in such a good way. Success and in a fulfilled way. Okay, number 4. Be aware of who is steering your ship, or who's the captain of the ship. Are you the captain of your ship, your life, your business, or is it other people? And here's an example when you're not steering your ship. You ask advice from someone about where to invest your money, and you take it, but it's bad advice. Or you're thinking about investing your money and you're talking to somebody else and they go, don't invest it, it's not a good, don't do that. And they're just constantly giving you advice, and then you're taking it and you're not leading with your own mind, you're leading with other people's minds or input. You want to create a workshop for women and do a big retreat, and then you watch the news and go, it's bad timing. What you're doing in all those examples is you're giving other people the power to steer your ship and make decisions for you. And the only one that should be steering your ship is you. Of course, you want input, but ultimately, you're the one that needs to steer the ship. Your voices could also, of people trying to steer your ship, come from coworkers, parents, your past experiences, your own inner voice. Like, do you have an inner voice of being that imposter syndrome voice that could say, let's say you have an idea that you want to write a book, and then your imposter syndrome kicks in and goes, who do you think you are? You can't write a book. You don't have what it takes. That would be listening to an inner voice. Or listening to your past regrets. So what? You have past regrets and failures. You don't have to listen to that. You can choose now to move forward in your ship in any way you want. So this is about you deciding in this practice, this year, I am the captain of my ship. And really, and to do that, to connect consistently with your soul's desire, not your ego. The ego is fear, and it'll go, oh, I better check, and I don't think this is right. Always come back to your soul's desire. Have a practice to connect. What does my soul want? And that will lead you forward as opposed to your ego. So remember, take inventory of who is steering your ship. Number 5, start your day with love. So what that means is when, again, with a business, I'll give a business and a personal example. With business, if you start your intentions, if you're connecting with people in a sales conversation, or you're doing a workshop and you are starting it emanating from your heart, people will feel your intention. It's an energy that you're already in. So let's say you are in a webinar and you are selling your course. If you start with love of yourself, love of what you do, love of the results you give, you don't even have to sell, because you start selling organically just because of the energy that you are. It becomes you, it is you, and people feel that. And what happens is the more you love yourself, love what you do, you not only sell more, but you are also open to more opportunities, and more opportunities come to you because of this, I call it magical energy that you're creating from your heart, from your authentic heart. The same thing is with relationships. If you're let's say you're looking for a new partner, and you want a loving partner in your life, it's about not just saying, oh, I'm going to exude positive energy when I go on a date with a potential partner. It's about being loved wherever you are, so that you become this loving being wherever you are. And when you start meeting these partners, potential partners, you're going in with that love energy. It becomes a natural, organic way for you to connect and them to connect with you. So start your day with love. Number 6, be bold. Be the bolder version of you. and stop dimming your light. How many times in your life have you held back? I've done that a ton of times in my life. I want to do something. I go, no, 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 I can't. And we play small. Decide that this is your year to be courageous and to get uncomfortable with your life, because you do have to move out of your comfort zone to be bold, and that there is some discomfort. But I promise you, every bold move you make, and they don't have to be giant moves, they can be small micro moves, they move you out into the world as your authentic you. And in that authentic you, you're bolder, you're braver, you do more. You do more of what you've wanted, more of what you've dreamed of. And it's like what happened in my practice. When I started my practice I was building, I was really afraid to go out there and market. I was like, I feel like a salesman, this is uncomfortable. But when I decided I'm going to visit offices, I did it with lawyers and pediatricians. I visited them and let them know who I was. I felt nervous at first, and after a while I just stepped into it and I said, I'm not a salesman. I was just a therapist at the time. I'm a therapist, and I need them to know what I offer. I know what I offer can help their people. And I stood in that bold self-worth stance, and it became easier and easier. So when you think of being bold, it's about deciding this year, what have you put off and what would you like to start doing? Make a list of that. What have you been avoiding? And you want to start looking at those things that you want to start. You know, it's that feel the fear and do it anyway. And again, you don't have to do it in a giant step. It's actually better to do in micro steps. Pick those things that you want to choose to do in your business or your life and do baby steps. Baby steps create a momentum, but they build up that boldness and courage in you. And it makes 100% difference in your success. Your success just grows incrementally. And number 7, I've kind of talked about it in some of the other things I just said, but I want to mention it one more time in a general, is to be the energy you want to attract. So if you want to attract more abundance in your life, more income, more clients, for example, more love, any kind of abundance, you have to be abundant. But you might say, well, if it's money, I don't have a lot of money now, and I don't even have money to give, and I would like to do it. It's not about that. It's the abundant energy is about how, open your mind to how can I be abundant on a daily basis, a weekly basis, where I can give more. It may not be money. It may be you're giving your time, and that's your abundance from you is time to help somebody. It might be that you really want to give $100 a month to a charity that you really like, but you don't have that. You can give $5, $10. Now, a lot of people will say that's nothing. But imagine if thousands of people gave $5 or $10 that never did before, that organization would be filled up with a lot of money. Don't discount. Start with the abundance you are, and it'll just magnify and increase, because when you're in that abundant energy with the law of attraction, more abundance comes to you. So be the energy that you want to attract. And this is a big one, that energy that you're consciously being every day, because that's where manifestations come to you much more rapidly. You just become magnetic for it. So to sum it all up, just imagine that you chose to do these 7 practices. You expanded your inner circle. You got creative with questions to heal your bigger problems. You stopped the blame game. You took responsibility. You became the captain of your ship. You started your day with love. And you stepped into that bolder version of you and stopped dimming your light. And consciously became the energy on a daily basis of what you wanted to attract. Oh my God, how would that powerfully elevate you, your life, your success, everything? So here's what I suggest you do to keep this all top of mind, because it's really, really helpful. I'm sure you can see my excitement here. If you want to keep track of these 7 things I just said, I would just write them down and post them on your wall or in your notepad in your phone, so you can be intentional with it every day, because it's easy to get off course. But if you're looking at it and you go, ooh, wasn't bold today. Oh, I didn't lead with love. It just keeps you on track to be this most beautiful, higher version of you that's going to lead you to the success, the love, the happiness that you desire. And I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Which practice are you going to institute? Or any comments you have on this video today. And I also have a free gift under the video, and it's the Tapping Gift Series. It shows you how to release blocks to success. It's all about success and happiness. And inside, it's like a mini program where I actually show you how to release blocks to fear and doubt, stress, and then there's one on how to increase your belief that you can manifest. So it's a magnifier for you. So hope this was helpful for you today, and sending you much love.